Today we'll start a poem called Not Marble Nor the Gilded Monuments by William Shakespeare. Now the poet starts the poem by saying, not marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. Now the poet William Shakespeare, he has written this poem in the praise of his beloved. Now whom the beloved is, no one knows. But the poet says that my love for you will be eternal. It will be everlasting. It will be eternal in the sense that whenever lovers they will go through my poems, they will be reminded of you, your beauty. And in this manner, the poet says, I have made you immortal. Now he has drawn a comparison by saying that not marble nor the gilded monuments, that means not even the great works of marble and not even the monuments that are covered with gold. Gilded means covered with gold. So, not only the gold monuments and the great work of marble of princes. Now, in earlier days, the princes, the kings, the mighty ones, they used to have their monuments. They used to have their statues built. They used to build great structures so that they might be remembered by the coming generation. Their works might be appreciated by the coming generation. But the poet over here, what he says, that not even the marble and not even the gold covered work of the monuments of princes shall outlive. Outlive means outshine this powerful rhyme. Now, powerful rhyme, that means whatever that the poet is writing in praise of his beloved. Further, he continues and says, but you shall. Now, you actually is a beloved of the poet. And who she is, no one knows. But he loved her desperately. So the poet says, but you shall shine more bright in these contents. Contents means in my poems, in my rhymes. So the poet says that I have immortalized your beauty in whatever that I have written in praise of you. Even the great work of the king and the princess, it will be forgotten by the people with the passage of time. But the time will never have any effect on my works. And through my works, the poet says that he has immortalized his beloved. Further he continues and says, then unswept stone. Unswept means uncared. That means people have built great structures, but with the passage of time, no one has taken care of those great structures. They are uncared. Those great pieces of art now are in shambles, are in ruins. no one has taken care of them. Why they have not taken care of them? Because it has been besmeared. Besmeared. Besmeared means tarnished. That is tarnished. Now the poet says that the time actually, with the passage of time, things have been forgotten. So what he says, that those great works of art actually have been forgotten, have been tarnished. And how they have been tarnished? With sluttish time. So he has addressed time as slut. Slut actually is a prostitute. Now, time is not permanent. Time doesn't spare anyone. Not even the prostitute who used to attract a lot of individuals in her prime. So, with the passage of time, these great work of art, just like the slut, the time has a great impact on them. And what actually has happened, people have forgotten them. Similarly, as people forgot those sluts and prostitutes, similarly, with the passage of time, things have been forgotten. So, we can say that the poet wants to say that the riches and wealth of the rich and wealthy man will not last forever. Neither the marble nor the gold plated shrines, monuments, buildings, structures that belonged to the princes and the wealthy can last longer than the power of his poetry. He addresses his beloved and says that you shall shine more brightly in the words of this poem than the buildings made by the kings and the princes of stone and marble. As these stone buildings will get neglected, they will crumble down, lose shine, it will gather dust on them and will disintegrate over the period of time. But he says time will never have any impact on what I have written in praise of your beauty. Continuing further, the poet says, when wasteful war shall statues overturn and broils root out the work of masonry, nor Mars his sword, nor wars quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory against death and all oblivious enmity. Now these are some very powerful lines written by the poet. Now the poet says, when wasteful war shall statues overturn, that means according to the poet, whatever wars have been fought, they were useless. They were fought on the very petty issues. So what he says, when wasteful war shall statues overturn. Now whenever there are wars, there is great destruction. So in the wars, what will happen? The great work will be overturned. That means it will be destroyed and destructed. And broils actually are the fights. So the fights that will root out, it will completely destroy the work of masonry. Masonry is a brickwork. So the poet says that the fights, it will completely destroy the great work, the great brickwork done by the masons or the workers. Further he adds, nor Mars. Mars actually is god of war. So the poet says that not even if the god of war Mars, he comes with his sword drawn out and the war's quick fire. Quick fire means fast moving. So the whole idea of the poet is that he says even if the god of war comes with his sword drawn out and if there is fire all around, even those things, though they will do a lot of destruction, but they will not be able to bring any harm on what I am writing in your praise. So he says the living record of your memory. That means whatever I have written in your memory, in your praise, those things will never be able to bring any sort of destruction on that thing. Further he adds gainst. Gainst means against. This gainst means against. So against death and all oblivious enmity. Oblivious enmity means to destroy, tendency to destroy everything. That means to destroy everything. So we can say that the poet, he believes that when wars will overturn the statues, disturbances and upheavals of war will uproot the buildings, demolish and raise them to the ground or bring them to the ground. This poem is the living record of your memory. So he addresses his beloved and then says, whatever I am writing, it will be immortal. Neither the cause of war, that is Mars, nor the outcome of the war can destroy this living record of your memory. This poem can withstand death and destruction caused by time and war. Poet further says that even death and cold-blooded enmity will not be able to tarnish this living record of your memory, which is this poem. So he has given a very simple phenomena, he has made us a very simple observation that whatever he has written in praise of his beloved, it will be immortal. Nothing can bring any sort of destruction. But even the great works of people, they are destructed in wars. People forget them. With the passage of time, people, they don't care for them. But whatever he has written, it has immortalized.